What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Sean O'Malley gets called out after UFC loss. Sean O'Malley's bid to reclaim the UFC's bantamweight crown came up dramatically short on Saturday. But not surprisingly, Sugar is already getting called out by some pretty decorated fighters. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. O'Malley faced Merab for the second time at UFC 316, and unlike their first bout back in September, he was unable to go the distance with the machine. Following his submission loss to the champion, it wasn't long before Henry Cejudo issued the following challenge, while alluding to the fact that he also came up short against Merab. "Hey Sean, you should have stroked the cord before the fight and let your wife's boyfriend record it. Anyways, I'm still looking for a tune-up. Siblings fight all the time. Let's give Merab a Father's Day present he will never forget. What do you say, precious?" If you need a refresher, Cejudo faced Davishvili in February of 2024 and lost via unanimous decision. Now that O'Malley has lost 2 times to Merab, talk about him possibly moving up to featherweight is already making the rounds. Case in point, a fan asked Aljamain Sterling if he'd be interested in facing O'Malley again. Not surprisingly, Aljo made it clear he's on board. "Let the former champ rest, but I would absolutely love to show him what a healthy version of myself would do. He's got great skills, but I still know that it was 50% version of myself." Those comments, however, apparently drew fire from some fans and observers. So when the same fan pointed out how disrespectful some folks were being, the former bantamweight champion said this: "Weird, right? Somehow Sean gets a rematch after saying he wasn't 100%. Him and the company knew I wasn't 100% and I still gave him the opportunity to become champ. But it's coping when I say it. People are weird and biased. But if he doesn't plan to come up, then he can retire with the win, and I'm fine with that." So it'll be interesting to see what comes next for O'Malley. Are you interested in seeing Sugar face Aljo again? Or fight Cejudo? Speaking of Sterling, Merab went out of his way to thank his longtime buddy for helping him get ready for UFC 316. Check it out.
"My friend Aljamain Sterling helped me so much, and he don't have a fight, he's getting married. He don't really like sparring much, but he was sparring with me 3 times a week, and he was 2 times better than Sean O'Malley. Striking, he wasn't not trying to shoot me, take me down, I don't know, but that proves again that not always best fighter wins. O'Malley got really lucky against Aljo, but I'm grateful for my friend Aljamain Sterling, and I tell him today I have to split my bonus and give him half."
And Sterling wasn't the only former O'Malley foe to speak out on Saturday. The former champ, Peter Yan, took the opportunity to flag O'Malley was granted another title shot without winning a fight in the interim. This is what happens when you're handed things you didn't earn. Back in line, buddy. What do you make of Yan's comments? Julianna Peña has now broke silence on her UFC 316 loss on social media, and she's calling for the winner of Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. She went on social media and wrote, "Thank you to the fans who lifted me with your love and encouragement during this fight camp. I love you all and feel so grateful for all the support and energy you guys give me. It truly means the world. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the job done. I'm super disappointed, but hats off to Kayla on her win. Time to get healed up and get ready for her next fight because I'm calling dibs on the winner." Would you be interested in seeing Peña fight the winner of Harrison and Nunes? Or does she need to get a win before calling dibs on the winner? Let us know in the comments below. Patchy Mix released statement following UFC 316 loss. At first, Patchy went on Facebook and released this humble post. "Tough night for me in the office, but I appreciate the people that have supported and been along for the ride. Would have liked to do more and made adjustments. I will come back stronger from this moment." And then Patchy went on Instagram story and had this to say to all his critics. "Took the fight on 3 weeks notice against a guy who's on an 8-fight win streak in the UFC. I'm proud to represent where I'm from, Angola/Buffalo, New York. Most of you men that think you could give an honest assessment could never relate, especially these wrestlers." Tom Aspinall reacts to Dana White's comments about Jon Jones' fight. While talking with the media after UFC 316, Dana White went out of his way to insist that the promotion wants Tom Aspinall to fight Jon Jones and no one else. Not surprisingly, it wasn't long before the interim heavyweight champion responded. In recent days, the Jones-Aspinall soap opera took a new twist when Francis Ngannou's coach Eric Nicksick said he believes the Predator could be interested in returning to the UFC. That prompted Jones to reiterate that in his mind, a fight with Ngannou is a true super fight. Ngannou also proceeded to call on a joint UFC-PFL effort to make the fight a reality. So of course, White was asked about all of this during the post-fight presser. And of course, he insisted the UFC is focused solely on Jones versus Aspinall. He even called Aspinall the man. Via his own social media channels, Aspinall provided this response to White.
I think a lot of people come out and they see what I've said and they think it's some kind of media stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. If I'm going to come out and say something, it's going to be informed information. As I've said a couple of times, not for me to say. That's beyond my pay grade. I don't announce no fights. I don't announce no UFC news or nothing like that. But there is some coming. There's definitely some coming. So Dana White says I'm his man. We love that. I'm going to go and prove that pretty soon.
Do you think we'll actually get any official confirmation regarding Tom's next fight soon? Ilia Topuria sends a warning to Charles Oliveira. The UFC machine is ramping up its promotions for UFC 317 and the headline fight between Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria. In one of the promotional videos, Topuria warned Dubronx that his punching power will be just as ferocious at 155 pounds. At the June 28th event, Topuria will be fighting for the first time since he vacated the featherweight crown earlier this year. The bout will also be Topuria's first since he put away Max Holloway in October. So in one of the clips the UFC recently shared out, Topuria was quoted saying this: "I feel so powerful at 155, I'm gonna touch his chin and it will explode." That's a pretty vivid warning from El Matador, but it's not the first time he's made comments like that. For example, while talking with Joe Rogan, the star had this to say about his move to lightweight: "You're going to see me at 155, that I'm going to touch someone, I'm going to take his lights out. I don't need to touch his chin, I'll just touch his head and it will explode. I feel so powerful at that weight class, so powerful, so stable on the ground. Do you want to wrestle? Let's wrestle, no problem. And I have the gas tank for 5 days, not 5 rounds." Do you think Topuria is going to be even more dangerous at lightweight than he was at 145? Merab's coach breaks silence on UFC crowd incident. If you watch UFC 316, you know that right before the main event was about to begin, there was a brief scare when a barricade fell and fans tumbled over. Following the event and Merab Dvalishvili's massive victory, his coach John Wood broke down what happened. While speaking with Submission Radio, Wood offered this account of what went down. "We almost got crushed. Merab got pushed out of the way as the thing was falling over and it fell right in front of us and almost landed on our feet. It was like 5 fans broke the barricade and it fell over. That was a holy moment for sure." And during the post-fight presser, Dana White was asked to comment on the incident. The UFC CEO said, "It was our second one in 25 years. Everybody was hanging over the edge and it collapsed. Everybody was all right, thank God. This one was a low one, not a high one. It's good to hear no one got hurt for sure." Immediately after Merab's win, he was asked about the possibility of fighting Corey Sandhagen, who was sitting cage side. The champion repeated his willingness to fight the Sandman, and so White was asked whether the bout was next.
He's there, and he will keep racking him up, I'm sure. The Umar rematch is interesting, you know, and it makes your legacy even better when you ran through everybody twice, so we'll see.
That could happen before the Corey Sandhagen fight? Or do you think
no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Merab fight Sandhagen next, or would you rather see him run it back with Umar Nurmagomedov? Kevin Holland trashes Joaquin Buckley and calls out Colby Covington. Kevin Holland is making headlines following UFC 316, not only on account of his head-turning win, but because of verbal jabs he's throwing. Holland faced the always tough Vicente Luque on Saturday and submitted the longtime contender with a darce. Immediately after his impressive win, the outspoken fighter called for a scrap with Colby Covington. But while speaking with Full Send MMA a little later, Trailblazer acknowledged his ongoing beef with Joaquin Buckley before clarifying he really wants to battle Chaos.
Nah, you know what? I know Buckley has his eyes on me. I know that boy, like you said, he's swinging like Junior and me boys in the hood. But at the end of the day, I'm not really too stressed about that. I know Usman has had some harsh words for me over the years, but I'm the king of Texas, so I don't have to worry about that. And then when it comes to, you know, well, at least for the little guys, we all know big bro Derek Lewis is the real man. No, I want that Colby Covington fight. You know, I know he was never the champ, but I'm still working my way up the ladder, and it just always made sense to me to beat up somebody like Colby, you know?
And while talking with the media following UFC 316, Holland outlined why he thinks a fight with Covington would be a nice piece of business.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good one. It's like, I know they're doing like the Ultimate Fighter House right now with Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen, but to be honest with you, it's like they could really cancel that one. You know, it's like they could just do me and Colby. I mean, it's like me and Colby could do whatever. It's like anything you guys wanted to do with me and Colby, it would sell. You know, it's like it could be fun, it could be like talking. It could be whatever the case it needs to be, but I think me and Colby does numbers. You know, it's like we'd be the highest fight night, and if we were on a pay-per-view co-main event, it's like we'd help sell that thing out.
Do you want to see Holland fight Covington? And do you see handing Colby his third straight defeat? Dana White shuts down rumor. Recently, the combat sports rumor mill has been running overtime over speculation that Dana White could be on the outs with Saudi Arabia's boxing magnate Turki Al-Sheikh. But following UFC 316, White shot down all that talk. A few weeks ago, Al-Sheikh and Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority announced that White and the UFC's parent company, TKO, were going to promote the all-star boxing match between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. But more recently, Al-Sheikh proceeded to announce that Sela would be promoting the fight, which was expected to take place September 13th. Since UFC Noche is also booked for that date, the news raised eyebrows and prompted speculation of a rift between TKO and Al-Sheikh. But while talking to the media, White relayed that he'll be promoting Canelo versus Crawford.
There's a lot of up things about boxing, but they don't say I mean, nobody talks. It's the most amazing thing. If we sign a deal, I gotta get on my phone quick and go, hey, because 90,000 people will be out there talking about it. These guys don't talk. I'm promoting the fight.
Is that fight happening in Vegas still? Because
I'll let you guys know when it's time to let you know.
And then Al-Sheikh also posted the following via social media. My brother Dana will promote this fight. It is the fight of Riyadh season, and we have a deal with TKO to promote it, and it will be the biggest fight in boxing. And tomorrow, I think I will tell the details and the platform and the place for this fight, me and Dana. So what do you make of all this and what went down? Do you think there's more to the story than what's being disclosed? UFC coach breaks silence on horrible weight miss for UFC 316. Ariana Da Silva came in way overweight for her fight with Wang Kong at UFC 316. But recently, her coach and husband explained that a medical issue and misalignment on how to treat it was responsible for the massive miss. Da Silva came in 6 pounds overweight for the flyweight contest, which prompted some outcry online. But while talking to MMA Fighting afterward, Renato Da Silva reported that a benign tumor on his wife's pituitary gland and how a nutritionist elected to treat it led to the miss. The tumor reportedly resulted in her having elevated levels of cortisol and prolactin. We wanted to get the cortisol levels down so it wouldn't affect her health. By controlling the cortisol levels, we wanted to cause as little stress as possible to her body. And the nutritionist opted for a strategy that would have had her hold as much weight as possible until the end, and it was too much for the final days. Da Silva also reported this. It was too much weight for such a short amount of time. I think that was the mistake by the nutritionist. We trusted the process and unfortunately it didn't work. It's a mistake we made. I also made that mistake as a coach to have believed and tried something different. But my goal is always to take care of the health of Ariana, an athlete and also my wife. I'll always put her health first. Unfortunate circumstances for sure. If you didn't hear, Da Silva lost the bout via unanimous decision. Justin Gaethje threatens to retire from UFC. Justin Gaethje wants to fight the winner of Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria for the title next, and he's threatening to retire if the UFC doesn't grant him his wish. During a recent interview, Ali Abdelaziz revealed that Gaethje doesn't feel the love from the UFC and is ready to hang up the gloves if he doesn't get a title shot next. Here's what Ali had to say. And before we continue, we have a favor to ask. Help us reach 200,000 subscribers on MMA Zone by subscribing and turning on notifications for daily MMA content. Seriously, we rarely miss a day.
Who do you think could be next for Justin Gaethje?
Justin Gaethje fight the winner. He won 3 of his last 4. He saved the UFC 2 times. They needed him and he's there. The guy did so much for the sport. And if anyone said he doesn't deserve it, and he said, I'm not going to fight for the title, I'm just going to hang up my gloves.
Really? So if he doesn't get a title shot, that could be it? We might not see Justin Gaethje again? Yeah,
Jean is a very principled guy, and I never feel strong about this, and he really told me this yesterday. I was him at the fight. He said, I'm not going to get a title shot. I feel disrespected. I love being a UFC fighter. I love the UFC, but I feel the UFC have to love me back, and he doesn't feel the love right now. But, listen, at the end of the day, I think this guy, they love him. I think they will give him what he wanted. But at the end of the day, we have to see what happened first between Charles and Ilia.
Do you agree with Justin? Has he done enough to deserve the title shot? Let us know in the comments below.